Okay, I'm ready.
You ready? Hey guys, we are live today to talk about unique lead. What was it? Prospecting. Unique lead prospecting.
Unique lead
We had
generation.
some trouble, some technicalities in the beginning. Sorry.
Oh, we're good. We are here. We're rocking.
We're here.
And Maria's back from Europe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome back, Maria. Was that 20
Thanks.
years or 25 years?
25 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks.
The definition of resilience and consistency and putting in the work, right?
That's right.
Oh, so true. So true.
That's awesome. Well, hey, that translates over to real estate, right?
It does.
You know, the thing about today is I think that the topic says it all. Unique, outside of the box. I mean, we all know, as agents, we all know what we need to be doing from a taking care of our sphere of influence, prospecting leads that are coming in, you know, doing our marketing. But today we're going to think a little bit outside the box and come up with some creative ideas of some unique lead generation opportunities.
Absolutely.
But I think that the thing about this is do you agree with this? There's no magic pill, right? Like this still requires us to put in some work, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
So we're not coming on here to give everybody like free business. You gotta
you have to work for it. Absolutely.
You got to put in the work. That's the bottom line. So
if there was free business, we would have all found it by now. Believe me, if there was a magic pill, we would have found it.
Yes. So who wants to kick it off?
I'll start with one thing. Okay, sorry. One of the things I used to do when my kids were little, but it was very successful, is I was a member of the PTA, and every teacher appreciation day, I would go to the school with like little cups that had all my information on it, 1,000 grand bar in there, a pen, you know, a little gift card to Starbucks, and put in each of their boxes or in the teacher's lounge. And it had tremendous, sometimes I would bake cookies and have the cookie recipe with all my information on it. Something along those lines. Didn't spend a lot of money, but I was very consistent. Josh, back when you're saying consistent, and doing it every single teacher appreciation day to where they started expecting it. But I think it brought me 17 sales that year.
Yeah.
So very, very effective. You have to be organized, right? And get all your stuff together early, but it was very, very effective.
Yeah. Well, and that's amazing. And, you know, like we mentioned, we were chatting about this, shout out to Stephanie Cathy, because
that's right.
She's like deep into this, like all over her kids' elementary school. And Jennifer, you're saying this. And I think there's a lot of truth to, you know, the consumer, the client. I mean, if they see not only that you're an expert in real estate, but you're an expert in understanding the schools, the local schools, how it works, people relocating, like if you're invested in that, people are going to take notice and probably more than likely go out of their way to give you opportunities. I would think.
And one more thing that I do here, I'm currently doing now, is the absentee homeowner. And that's maybe specific to my market, but Maria's too, is I'm a beach community. There are a lot of homeowners that this is their second home. And these are your upper end price points. But usually in those upper end price points, they have a realtor that they've dealt with for 20 years. But that absentee homeowner, they don't, because they don't live here.
Right.
So that's been very profitable as well.
That's amazing. Now, how are you prospecting to them? What is the strategy? How are you getting in front of them? Are you guys making phone calls, sending letters?
Yeah. So I use Vulcan 7, and I make the phone call that just introduces myself and says, "Hey, I'm calling you about 123 Main Street. I have we're seeing a lot of activity in that neighborhood or on the beach, wherever it is. I just want to know if you're interested in selling." And they've been very open-minded about it. I've been collecting their email address, setting them up in our website so they get monthly market reports, as well as I follow up and send them my business card too, handwritten note.
Love it. Love it. the other thing I want to mention for people that are either watching now or later, put in your unique lead opportunities or generation opportunities so we can all learn. We can all
Please,
take note
yes.
and we can all
Please
think about creative ideas. There's tons of them out there. And like they all say, work works. We just got to work it. So how about you, Maria? What do you got?
Okay, I'm going to give a shout out to Kinsey down in the Fort Myers area because I have talked to her many times, and it's something I'm going to start doing, and that is working more with probate. So, you know, a lot of people are a little bit shy to get into that, but there's a lot of business. So that's something I'm going to be doing. Something that I am already doing that is very successful is our involvement with military appreciation. We're very much a military community here, and so we're very involved with that. Any kind of community reach out to our military or our veterans, we become very involved with that. Plus, Chris being a former Marine is a natural way for us to get in front of them.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So I love that, Maria. So let's go back to the probate. So if you're digging into the probate, so the consumer knows, you know, I actually have never dabbled in probate, but I would assume that you would want to get out there and network and make relationships with some attorneys.
You do.
And, you know, dig deep in probate attorneys, estate attorneys, and be the expert. I'm looking
John
at
Young wants to come in and join us.
Maybe in the future. Okay, he's in. Bring him in.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Maria, so we got to dig into relationships, building those relationships with attorneys.
Yes.
And then I wanted to circle back. I wanted to circle back on your military appreciation. So I'm assuming you have to have that somewhat organized. Is that something you have organized in your database of everybody that you know is a veteran, or you market to them a little bit differently, or what does that look like?
We do. We have our database. We use KV Core, and we have our database segmented. I hate to say this, a million ways to Sunday. So we can chop and slice and dice it any way we want to come up with the correct list. But our Chamber of Commerce does some events, which we've been a member for, we've got to be going on 25 years now. A member of our local chamber, and they do a wonderful job with military appreciation. Plus, there's several other events in our community that are from different resources that are related to our military community. And you just have to be involved, and you will find out all about that. As long as you jump in, you get involved in your community, you will find out about those opportunities. But yes, you do have to be organized. You have to have it planned out. You have to be ready for the event.
Yeah. Awesome. I love it. I love it. And that's such a niche. It's such a unique niche market that people can capitalize and build that trust like you've done. That's awesome.
It's a huge part of our business. I would say military and retirement are huge pieces of our business.
Okay. Well, I like this because nothing that we have said has required spending a ton of money, right? I mean, Vulcan 7.
It's time. It's touching.
It's energy. It's Vulcan 7, $100 a month or whatever that is to pick up a phone and call the absentee owners, put on events for military,
teachers,
with probate, working with teachers. I love John's in it today.
Yeah, he is. Thank you, John. Has been packed for months usually.
Great information.
Class to learn about it. Love it.
I saw that out there, John. I'm on it. I am on it.
Yay.
So I'm going to dig into two things I've been working on for really the past 2 years, I would say.
Oh, wow.
I have put an extreme focus on putting my time and effort into a lot of people that have to move out of necessity. Mm-hmm. I think we need to recognize that, a lot of the market right now is sitting at a 2.75 interest rate. People might not be moving if they're comfortable But you know who is moving is people that are relocating in and out of town, and people that are getting older and their house is becoming too much, and maybe they're moving to assisted living, independent living. Those opportunities are there, and they are not going to stop. And those are people that are moving out of necessity. So that has been my focus, is putting together specific plans for corporate relocation, people moving into town, and how can we assist these human resource departments. So we're prospecting to human resource departments. We're focused on smaller, mid-sized corporations, anywhere between 50 to 200, 250. I'm personally not big on the massive corporations, because then we get into the relocation, and end up paying 40% relocation fees and things of that nature. So I want to control my own show here. And we've got a ton of data that we've been working on, so we can present this to HR departments and become a valuable asset to their organization, right? So the prospecting is getting in front of the HR departments, the decision makers, and just being very organized with the relocation package, what a tour looks like if your potential employees coming to town, tons of video content on relocating to Grand Rapids, links at our website. So building out this relocation, portion of our business that we can execute and turn into a prospecting lead generation machine. And it's working. It's awesome. I love it. I would
love to see, Josh, if you don't mind sharing. I'd love a copy of what you're doing or what you put together so far.
Yeah, we've got a ton of content. Like I said, I've really dug deep into this over the past couple of years, because people are moving. People are moving to town. The second piece that I'm not as far ahead on, but I have been actively working on, is communicating with decision makers in independent and assisted living opportunities, because there's a ton in all of our communities. And really what happens is, as people get older, they start to research these communities, and people generally don't make a quick decision on this. They start to research these communities, and typically they're at least a year to two out. They get on a waiting list. They say, this is the place for me. But then we want to be the gatekeeper of helping somebody go through the process of, what does it look to downsize? What does it look to get your house ready? What does this next stage of your life look like? I've even went so far as doing presentations at an assisted living community, where they've had me come in and talk about what it looks like to go through this process. So I'm a little bit farther ahead on the HR side than the assisted and independent living side. But these are two opportunities to get out there, be creative, and focus on the people that are moving out of necessity.
Yeah.
And pretty excited about that for the future.
So John has more. I do think we should have John on here. Thank you, John. I love it.
I love it.
I know. It's great.
Families are a prime target. They can buy a larger home and keep their smaller townhouses, investment, their previous home stays at the same ridiculously low interest rate. Yeah, that's awesome.
We've seen that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So John, we gotta, all of us can look in our database and analyze who might be ready for that next move, and coach them through, hey, let's keep your house. This is a great investment opportunity at a 2.75 interest rate. That's not going to come around.
That's like free money. I always tell everybody that's like free money.
So I think we had 6 unique ideas, right? Military, probate. We had absentee owners, PTA.
Yeah, PTA. Yes.
PTA.
Teacher Appreciation Day, Josh. Come on.
I know. You can tell that unfortunately, that's not one of my pillars right now. Should be, because I've got 4 kids. And then, HR departments, assisted independent living. But it all goes back to, there's no easy button here, right? Like everything that we mentioned still requires an extreme amount of effort to build this out and to work it. But if you
I think a key point too is not to give up if it doesn't work the first time, because it is consistency. And it is repetition, right? They need to see you enough that it sticks and they remember.
Right. I could
Absolutely.
not agree more.
And Josh, I'm going to be watching you with the assisted living and the retirement, because you're touching my heart, because where Chris is like, he's got that military thing. I love the elderly. So, and I love working with the elderly and the ones that might be looking to
And
get rid of that home and move into assisted living. So
you should also talk to Jessica Forteau in Virginia,
oh,
because she does a
she's
lot.
wonderful.
Too. Yeah, she's done. I think she's got like 6 or 7 listings from that.
Yeah. It's amazingly, if you're looking to run your business with purpose, it's such an amazing, rewarding process. I just like, there was a couple that I was working with a couple months ago, and I built this incredible, 6-month relationship with them. I'm going over, having coffee at their, historical home, helping them. Like relationships are a little bit different when you're working with the elderly. It's such a big move for them, and you can just be by their side. It's very rewarding.
Yeah, that's right.
So great talk today, ladies. Great talk.
Yeah, I love it. I always learn so
And
much.
thank you, John Young, for jumping in. I love that.
Yes, I love it. We're going to see where you fit into our calendar. And
I was like, he was like on point with this discussion. So.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Yeah, he was.
It's awesome. All right. Have a great day, all.
See you next week. Same time, same place.